Back to Beyond Passports Adventurers. Today we're going to be talking about the land tour in Los Cabos in the B.C.S. Baja in Mexico. It's part of a collective tour that also includes the Arch, which is in a separate video, which if you haven't seen it already, I highly recommend it. It was one of the coolest things that we've seen in a while. This tour was offered by Esperanza's Tours, and I'll make sure to link them in the description below. The tour guide is super knowledgeable. The entire 20 or 30 minute ride from the resort from San Jose del Cabo into Los Cabos I don't think there was any silence. I'm surprised he didn't pass out from talking so much, but super knowledgeable. He tells you everything from years, dates, significant people, significant events. He's driving down, all of a sudden he'll stop and say this was Michael Jordan's house, and he keeps going, and it's all sorts of things. It's pretty crazy. We do check out there's a glass making shop, which they make this cool little thing in front of us that you guys will have to try and figure out what it is when the video is playing. It's kind of the best part. After that, we go to a museum in Los Cabos. I think it's the only one. In one of the videos around the museum, I think it's the last part of it, you'll see a blue house. Right kind of when you go out, it's over to the right. And that was the first house ever built in Los Cabos. It's a pretty cool piece of history. The museum, of course, is in 99% Spanish. There's a little bit of English in it, but the tour guide was very good at going through and just saying, these are the key things that you should know, and got us out of there pretty quick. I would have liked to have spent more time in there to kind of, look at things, read through things, but it was kind of, we got other things that we need to do in the day, which is fine. It was a $2 US per person fee to get in there. It's kind of like a by donation thing. We went to a jewelry store, and I was not able to get any footage of it, but in the jewelry store, they talk about pearls and the making of true pearls. Something gets introduced into the mouth of the oyster, and it's basically just like an irritant. It's not like it's a natural thing. It's like sand or whatever. They then start building up a protective layer around it, which then over time becomes the pearl. And it takes 5 years to make that pearl, and they don't know what they're going to get until it opens up. When you're there was only 4 of us in the group, which was awesome because it worked out well. You have a 1 in 4 chance of winning a pearl. When we're there, they give you these little pieces of paper. It's like a draw out of a hat, and you take it. And my wife won, surprisingly enough. So they grabbed an oyster that was ready, and they cracked it open in front of her. And what she got was a pearl. So hopefully you guys can see that. It's obviously not completely symmetrically circled, but none of them really are. They say no two are the same. It's kind of like snowflakes. There can be similarities, but they're not the same. After that, they took us to a souvenir shop, which is kind of like any little store in Mexico. There's nothing crazy there. It's wristbands and magnets and blah, blah, blah. After that, we went to El Huicho, which is like a lunch place. They have some tequila that they do. They took you there. You had your tacos or whatever you wanted to get, which were decent. They're pretty good. Then the tequila tasting that they do, it's nothing like the tequila tasting video that I also have on this channel, which I highly recommend that you check out if you haven't already. It's long, but it's worth it. It's so knowledgeable. The amount of knowledge that you get out of that, it's unbelievable. This tequila tasting is more like a sampling. They're like, hey, we make these tequilas with our company. Try these. Which one do you like best? Buy it, leave. Kind of thing. They were nice, but it's not the same as like a true tequila tasting experience. Yeah, other than that, I hope that you really like this video. Make sure you like, subscribe so you don't miss any of the other videos, and check out all the other videos on this channel. There's lots of knowledge and cool things to look at. I am trying to get better at this, so bear with me. It's a process. Yeah. Other than that, comment your favorite part of this video, and if you would do this, Yeah, and just don't forget that the arch is part of this tour, but it's a separate video. So make sure you stay adventurous.
the main order, San Franciscan, familia libertarian. So I was the gran Santo